In Palestine, Abraham had a son called Isaac. And when Isaac was around 60 years old, he had a son called Jacob. And Jacob is also known as Israel in the Bible, in all the scriptures.
Yes.
So Jacob, or Israel, had 12 sons. One of the most famous sons is Joseph or Yusuf. So Yusuf, and they're all mighty prophets to us, we adore them. But Yusuf, alayhi salam, ended up in Egypt. And so when he ended up in Egypt, and he gained prominence and became, a personality effective there, he invited his family to join him. So all the 12 brothers and their families and mom and dad left Palestine and went to Egypt. So in other words, Israel, because that was Jacob, Israel the father, and the children of Israel all went to Egypt. And obviously we know historically they were there for some 430 years, 500 years or so. And then again the logical question is, okay, so, and there's no Israel before Jacob. Like Isaac is not Israel, Ibrahim is not Israel. And as the Quran says beautifully, with regards to Abraham, Israel came after him and Christianity came after him. So he wasn't a Jew or Christian, meaning these two faiths came after him. So Israel was Jacob and the 12 sons, and they all stayed in Egypt, and they were there for centuries. And again, the logical question is, if Israel and his children are in Egypt, who is in Palestine? And the answer again is the indigenous Palestinian, the Canaanites who were there before Abraham came, thousands of years before he came. And whilst they came, and after they left, and when they came back, the indigenous populations was always there. So that's Israel and the children of Israel. They did come back, obviously, after Moses, in the time of Yusha ibn Nun, after Moses died. And they tried to make headway into the Holy Lands and got a foothold in there. And then their civilization reached its golden age at the time of King David and King Solomon, or Dawood and Sulaiman alayhimus salam. But pretty soon after that, it disappeared. So when the sons of Solomon came, when Solomon passed away, because Solomon was a mighty ruler, and you see the verses of the Quran talking about him, like even a bird couldn't get out of line with Solomon. So when a leader mighty like that disappears, there's a huge vacuum to be filled, and his sons couldn't fill it. When his sons got into power, the Israelites rebelled against them. So 10 tribes went one way, and he was able to only keep 2 tribes by himself. So what happened is, the full story is that the Assyrians came in to attack, and 10 tribes disappeared, completely off the map. And then after the Assyrians, the Babylonians came, and the Babylonians attacked, the lower kingdom, which was basically the sons of Solomon. And they were taken, they lost the war, they were defeated, they were taken as captives. Every Israelite taken as captive back to Babylon. The temple was burnt. And for half a century or so, were not even allowed to return back. Then the Persians took over the Babylonians and allowed the Israelites to go back. So they came, they tried to rebuild their temple, keep a city like that. So by the time Jesus came, he came in the reign of Herod the king in the Roman times. So there were Jews that lived in Palestine, and at that time they hadn't accepted Christianity. But as they accepted Christianity and Jesus left the world, being Christians, they blamed the Jews for the crucifixion of Christ. So then their persecution started soon after that, and they were removed from the land yet again. So by the time Islam came, there was very little traces of them left in the Holy Lands. So with regards to the children of Israel, as in, if you call them the Hebrews, if you like, so many of those became Muslims as Islam came, the same way as many of the Christians became Muslims. So currently in Palestine, amidst the Palestinian population, there's a 70%, so 70% Muslim, 30% Christian ratio, or somewhere around that. So which means the local population became Muslims. And a lot of the people that were Hebrews also became Muslims. And I think I read up somewhere recently that there was DNA analysis done, and 80% of the Palestinians have Hebrew DNA. Yet the Israeli population, who have come mainly from Europe after centuries, they exhibit very small or non-existent Hebrew or Semitic DNA, and they mainly from Europe, Eastern Europe, and so on and so forth. And I think that is one of the reasons that Israel, it is illegal to do DNA tests there, because very quickly it shows that you are not from here.